Hi everyone, welcome along. We're going to have a look at our tables again in this video, and I think I've sent most of you the worksheet that relates to the video I'm going to do now, and it has taken me a little while to get the time to do this for you, so I'm sorry it's coming to you late, but just give it a go. So this is not a portfolio piece, so if you have pieces for your portfolio that you still need to work on, give those the priority, and then if you have time and you want to do these advanced steps with the tables, have a look at this then, but just make sure that you give your attention or your priority to your portfolio pieces first of all. Okay, so we'll get started. We're going to create a table of 3 columns, 4 rows. So I'm going to come to my insert tab and table, and I'm going to insert a table here, and it's 3 columns and 4 rows, and I'm going to say okay. All right, so in here we want to put our text in here. So these are going to be visiting times in a hospital, similar to what we did for our recycling centre opening times, but we're going to take this a few steps further and do a few more advanced steps with this table. Okay, so that's our text inside our table that we wanted to create. We're creating this for a nursing home visiting hours poster. So we are going to add a new row in above the Einstein row. So we're just going to click into that row, and we are going to come to our layout tab, our table design and layout tabs, and we're going to say that we want to insert above. So in here we're going to type in Ward and afternoon visiting and evening visiting. Okay, so the text in this top row, I want to make some changes to that. So I want to make it blue, first of all, the text in that top row. And I want to change it to size 14. And I'm going to change the font to a font called Tahoma. Okay, so that just makes that text in our top word stand out a little bit more. The next thing that I want to do is I want to insert a new row between Newton and Galileo. So click into the Newton cell. And again, I'm just going to say that I want to insert below. So in here, we're going to call this the Hitchcock ward. And that is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to change my page orientation. So I'm going to go to my layout tab, and I'm going to just come to my orientation and change from the default to landscape mode. The next thing then that I want to do is I want to select my table and change the column width and the row height. So I want to go to my layout tab for this, and I want to make the, so not the entire column actually, I want to make the first column, the word column, I want to make that 4 centimeters in width. So we're going to bring that one down. And then the second and third columns, I want to bring those up to 6 centimeters. Okay, perfect. And then I want to adjust the row height of the entire table. So I'll select the entire table, and we'll come up here and make them 1.5 centimeters in height. The next thing that I want to do is I want to adjust the text within the document. So in here in the alignment area, you can see that if I hover my cursor there, at the moment the text is aligned to the top left of each cell in the table. I now want to move them to be sent in the center of each cell within the table. So I'm going to click on this one here now that has the grey box surrounding it. That is the one that I've selected. So you can see that the text moves into the center both vertically and horizontally within the cell, and it just makes it easier and clearer to see. Okay, the next thing that we're going to have a look at, we're going to insert a column to the left here. So I'm going to click inside the word column, and I want to say that I want to insert to the left. So I want to adjust my text alignment in there to bring it in line with the rest of the text in the table. And in here, I am going to type in word number. So Einstein at the moment is 2, Newton is 5, Hitchcock is 4, Galileo is 1, and Da Vinci is 3. So I've decided now that I want to have those, I want those numbers to be in ascending order. So I can, rather than taking them out and typing them all again, I can select the text within that column, and I can come up here to the sort button, click my sort button. I want to sort the text in column number 1 by number and in ascending order. So I'll click OK, and you can see there my numbers now go from 1 to 5. So I'm just going to Control and Z, undo that, and we're going to change those around again. So this time, let's say we wanted to put them in descending order. So we're going to select column 1, and we're going to go descending order this time. So from biggest to smallest, and we'll click OK. And then you can see that we go from 5 to 1. So I'm just going to Control and Z, undo that again, and we'll go back and we'll say that we want to make the text in column 1, sort by number in ascending order, and we'll say OK. And that's what we want that to look like. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to look at is we are going to split a cell. I know we did this in our questionnaire for the opening times in the Recycling Centre questionnaire. So I'm going to select the evening times in the Hitchcock cell, and I want to split that cell into 1 column and 2 rows. And I'll say OK. And in the second section here, I'm just going to type in 7 I forgot my PM to 9 PM. In here, I want to say that this is Monday to Friday, and down, oops. And down here, this is Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so that's our split cell with our text inside our split cell. Next thing I want to do is I want to delete a row. So let's say I'm going to take the Newton row, and I've decided that ward is closing. We don't need that information anymore. I'm going to come up to the delete button, and I'm just going to say that I want to delete that row. I don't want to delete it though, I'm going to leave it in, so I'm just going to Control Z and undo that function. Okay, the next thing I want to do is insert another row above my headings row here. So I'm going to click inside that cell, come to my layout, and I'm going to say that I want to insert above. I also in here want to merge these cells, so I don't want any of those grid lines visible within this cell. And in here, I'm going to type in community nursing home. Okay, and I want to just make some adjustments to that heading. So I want to change that to Arial. I'm going to make the size of that text, we'll do it from here, so we'll go 18, oops, down 1, and I'm going to make that orange. And we'll Control and B and make it bold as well, just so that it stands out from the rest of the text. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to do is have a look at the borders of the table. So that is in my table design tab. So I'm going to click on to select the entire table. So you can, if you want to, select to have no borders. So you have no borders visible in your table at all. I'm going to come down, I want to customize my borders. So I want to create a border on all of the cells, a double line border. So I'm just going to have a look at that. We'll leave it black and I'll go a little bit thicker than that. And I want to apply that to, yes, the whole table. And we'll click OK. So now I have a double line border around the entire table, around all of the cells within the table. The next thing that I wanted to do then is just add a heading to this. So we'll just, above our table, so if I click in here and I click my return key, so above our table, we want to type a heading for the document of new visiting times. And we are going to make this the same as our heading in the table. So Arial font, size 20 for this. And we're going to make that, so we'll say Control and B and Control and I, bold and italics. So just remember to have your keyboard shortcut reference sheet, if you're not too familiar with them still, have that beside you in the when you're doing any work. Just have that beside you so that you can just easily reference it, and the more you use those, the more of them you'll remember and the better it will be. So the last thing I want to do here is I want to just apply some shading to my heading column, my heading row here, just because I want to make it stand out. So I'm going to go into my design tab again, and I'm going to apply some shading to that cell. I'm going to go with this nice bright yellow. So that just draws our attention to the heading row in our table. I'm just going to double check and make sure that there's nothing else that I want to get you to do with this one here. No, so I think that I'm happy enough with that. The last thing I wanted to do was get you to select the entire table. And then I want you to just have a look at our table styles. So if I click on the drop down and I want you just to have a look through them. So just scan through them for yourselves. Go through the different styles that you can have and just select one that you like the look of and stick with that. It doesn't have to be the same as the sample that I sent you. So let's just go maybe with something like that. So pick a table style. So last kind of thing that I'd like you to do is just pick out a table style to apply to your whole document, and then you'll end up with a document looking similar to the one that I have created here. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps bring on our work with tables a little bit. I know we've looked at inserting rows and columns and merging cells and splitting cells, but I just wanted to take another look at it just to bring it on a little bit more and show you that there's more work we can do on tables with our borders, the shading, selecting to have our borders visible or not. And I just hope that helps everybody to get through the worksheet. And if anyone has any questions, just send me a WhatsApp or send me an email and I'll be in touch to give you some help. We've one more table video that just, again, it brings on things a little bit more. We have a little bit more advanced work in our next table worksheet. So I'll hopefully get that video done and up for you all to have a look at over the weekend. But in the meantime, everyone have a lovely bank holiday weekend. I hope you're all keeping well and take care, and we'll chat to you hopefully next week.